the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good Sunday evening, race fans, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Midwest Dirt Series Street Stocks tonight from Lanier. Drivers wrapping up their practice session, getting ready for their heat races. You got about just under 5 minutes here, so we would come alive a couple of minutes early. We'll let everybody know what's going on. 24 drivers have checked in for this one, including someone who has been absent a very long time. Mr. Andy Gross. Could not get Andy live for a interview prior to. I do not see him anywhere in our chat, but good to see the 14 car back on track. Looks the same as it did. When he left, no, Andy went through some personal stuff, and glad to see that he is back on the track. But these guys are ready to go. They're going through their driver's meeting. They are going to random draw for their heat races. So here in a minute or two, we're going to go trackside, get our opening ceremonies in. Don't forget, Jack Krieger live right now as well. He has Hale's Corner, another Street Stock Series. And then here in a couple hours, about an hour and a half, I think, Dominic Santino will go live with the Down and Dirty 410 Outlaws there at Knoxville tonight. So be sure that you tune in for that one. Still trying to get everything working right. I don't know. I guess we must have had another update. So we will continue to play with these things and make sure they work as we go along this evening. But you can see Reed Rundle's car right next to Andy Gross's, and there's Cole Duggar. That, the 19 car. That's Sean Judson's car, and then Kip Duggar is way out there in that 48 car. We'll come back here. We're going to go back a little ways here. See if Mr. Brees's car. There's Mr. Brees's car. Well, there was Mr. Brees's car. I don't know where he's at now. Let's go see about Josh Loon. Yeah, Josh Loon's car sitting right next to Andy Gross's car. So this is your first group in the practice session and in their respective heat sessions. So a couple of minutes here. We're getting the signal now. We can go trackside, get our opening ceremonies, and then we'll be back with heat races in about 2 minutes.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, drivers, wrapping up practice. That means we're getting ready to go to heat races. Heat number 1, 25 drivers. So we will split them up 9, 8, and 8, 3 heats. It's going to be the 92, and that is a specialized scheme for Mr. Dean Burnt, a former driver that was near and dear to him, passed away. That was his paint scheme on his personal race car. And Dean doing the job of honoring this evening in the 92 machine. Next to him, Tim Stinson. Tim will be going to the back as a new driver in the series. He will be moving to the back of the field as is protocol for the series, for his heat and his feature, at least for his first week. Row number 2 going to be Andrew Humphrey next to Colt Collins. I think Colt Collins is another driver that might have to go to the... Colt Collins is okay. He's in the 94. It's not the Collins that I'm have on my list here, so he'll be okay to stay outside row number 2, but he'll move to row number 1. This is going to be Reed Rundle on the inside of the 3rd row next to Terry Dahl, Craig Burluke, Cole Duggar in the 4th row, and Josh Loon was supposed to tag the field. I think he will start outside row number 4, and they will move Tim Tinson back. So Burnt in the throwback scheme, in the special scheme, going to get the start on the pole. It means he's going to get a little bit of camera time for that. Pace truck should duck off right about here.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Heat number 1 underway. Burnt right against the bottom. Get a little tap from Humphreys. They're 3 wide behind Burnt. That's for second place right there. Collins, Humphreys, and Rundle. Rundle down on the bottom. Humphreys stuck in the middle, and Collins had the momentum line. Burnt, just a little struggle right in the middle of 1 and 2, down on the bottom 92 car. Trying to hold the line, gets a good drive out of 4, but Collins leads lap number 2. So Collins, Burnt, Humphrey. Here comes the 31 or the 43 car of Reed Rundle around our top side. 5 cars all at the front right here, and they're 2 deep, 2 wide behind Collins. Now Rundle around Humphrey. So is Cole Duggar. And Duggar going to try to thread the needle between Burnt. Oh, and Rundle, and he didn't get it there as Dean Burnt slammed the door on him. Burnt now covers the bottom, trying to keep the car down low in the corner. Going to be 5 to go. Still Collins in front. Rundle is second. Battle is for third. Top 3 direct transfers. Duggar was on a hot streak before we went on the break. Podiums in each and every race for the last 4 weeks. Had a couple of wins back-to-back, and then a second place finish. Oh, he got tapped right there. That was Josh Loon. The 7 car came in there a little on the warm side. Got into the left rear corner. Now Burnt gets out of shape. Duggar's going to take advantage on the inside. Move the 92 up the hill. Couldn't get it there. Burnt able to hang on, but he is way out of shape. That opens things up for Humphreys. Now there's contact, and Humphreys is going to go around. No cautions. Just a bad lock. Collins still out in front of Rundle, but now Cole Duggar has third. Burnt up to fourth. Loon is fifth. Tinson, Burlew, Dahl, and Humphrey. Getting ready to be 1 to go. There's your white flag. Collins and Rundle 1-2. And Duggar has third cleanly in front of Burnt. We'll see if Burnt can hang on and keep that 4th spot. Checkered flag went to Collins. Little contact behind that. It was Rundle, Duggar, Burnt, Loon, Tinson, Burlew, Dahl, and Humphrey. Rounded things out, and Humphrey was up there battling for third. Ends up on the short end of the stick in the contact. As we'll look at the starting lineup for heat race number 2. Going to be the 2 car of Buddy Ware on the pole. Next to him, the fuzzy one, Owasso, Oklahoma's own Cody Kelly in the 13. James Fletcher, the 75 on the inside of row number 2. Next to Eric Van Winkle in the 28. And the returning hero, Andy Gross, the 14 car. That guy's got a lot of wins in this series. He'll start inside row number 3 next to Mason Leon in the 068. Kip Duggar, the 48 car, inside row number 4 next to Jarrett Tannehill in the 81. You can see Leon pulling out a line. He'll let Tannehill go by, so Tannehill and Leon will swap starting grid spots. What you crying about, Jason? All right, lights off on the pace truck. Green flag coming out of turn number 4.
Green flag, green flag.
Heat number 2 is underway. Cody Kelly. Good start on the outside. He and Buddy Ware side by side down the backstretch into 3 and 4 the first time around. Ware with a little sideways action in the middle of the corner. Kelly leads lap 1. Andy Gross got very sideways in the middle of that group. And he went from about 4th to about 8th right now. There is contact galore down the backstretch. There's a 75 of Fletcher. He and Mason Leon have contact down the backstretch. They're going to try to sort that out here. Leon now back in tow, but Gross is working off the bottom side. Kelly Ware. Now Tannehill works to the inside of Van Winkle. He takes 3rd away. Van Winkle to 4th. Fletcher still 5th. Gross is up there in 6th, but now here comes Leon trying to thread the needle, and the needle closed, and all 4 cars at the back are in this one. Kip Duggar right in the middle of the sandwich there. Gross, Fletcher, Leon, so they'll all pull to the infield. We'll go back and watch the battle for 2nd right now as Cody Kelly starting to get away from 2nd and 3rd place. 2nd, Buddy Ware. 3rd, Jarrett Tannehill. Tannehill trying to get that middle to work, and he had a pretty good run through it right there. Just too much drive off the top side. He can't clear Buddy Ware just yet. Ware keeping it tucked into 2nd. Trying to run down his teammate in the 13. Coming around to 2 to go. The best battle on the track right there for 2nd place. Cody Kelly out in front of these guys by about 3/4 of a second. Ware and Tannehill riding kind of nose to tail. Tannehill tried to use the banking to get a run down the hill out of 2. Ware holds him off at the white flag. It looks like Cody Kelly will cruise to an easy victory in heat number 2, and will Buddy Ware hang on for 2nd? That's the question. The answer will be yes. Jarrett Tannehill in 3rd, then Van Winkle, Duggar, Gross, Fletcher, and Leon. So we will get ready to move on to heat race number 3. Final heat race of the evening. They're going to line them up like this. The 19 of Judson on the pole. Then the 011 of Shane Yates to his outside. Rick Tackman, 67 car. Ooh, easy for me to say. He'll start position number 3 next to Peter Brees in the 74. 27 of Keegan Bush next to the 9 of Colby Cooper in a row number 3. And Bittinger and Nichols, the 69 and 24. Rounding out the final heat race field of the evening. So we're just waiting for the drivers to roll away. I think we are waiting on Dakota Nichols to join the starting grid. Three shows going on for you tonight, folks. We're here with the Midwest Dirt Racing Series. Zach Krieger is over on another part of the channel with the Hales Corners, and once we wrap these up, you'll see Dominic Santina with the Down Dirty 410 Outlaws at Knoxville this evening. Nothing on tap for tomorrow. Doesn't mean things won't change. No shows scheduled for tomorrow. Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series back in action, 360 sprint cars. And then Wednesday, Lucas Smith, Chrysler Center's I-55 Weekly Series Pro Late Models. I think the Indy Race Parts Sprint Car Series wraps up this Thursday as well. So still quite a bit of racing for you this week on the network. Be sure you mark your calendars, tune in, like, share, follow, subscribe. With the final heat races under the green flag, we are going, and I thought the outside line was going to get all jacked up right there, as it looked like Cooper tried to time it up, and Brees did not get a great start. Judson will grab the lead out of turn number 4 to end lap number 1, and Tackman's right alongside Yates, but Yates has all the momentum off the top side, and he grabs the spot back. They are 2 wide, 3 deep behind your leader. Yates now clearly into second. It's going to be Brees and Tackman battling for third, and Tackman slams the door on Brees down the front stretch. And Peter Brees cut him a break right there. Could have hooked the right rear corner of that 67 car and put him right in the fence like he just got hooked right there. He is going to be out of shape trying to grab the 74. He's going to do so, but he's going all the way to the back. We're going to go back to the front. In fact, we're going to go up here. Cooper and Busch were side by side. Now Cooper has the advantage into 4th off the bottom side of turn 2. Trying to trade Rick Tackman down. See if he can get that spot away. That is a direct transfer spot in front of him, and he'd like to have it, not have to roll through the B main. Judson holding off Yates for the time being. Still 5 laps to go. These two have broken away from Tackman. Tackman about 0.8 of a second back of this battle. And now he's side by side with Cooper. Cooper into turns 1 and 2. Hard on the bottom of Cooper. Man, he had some grip through the bottom of 1 and 2 right there. Takes the car off into 3 and 4. Going to clear Tackman easily. And Cooper running right through the middle. Finding success. Last lap. Second quickest on the track. Only slower to the guy in front of him, Shane Yates. So about lap and a half to go. Still Judson, Yates, Cooper, your top 3. Tackman is 4th. Bittinger, Busch, Brees. Nichols not on track. So we'll take the white flag. A final lap of the heat races this evening, and it looks like Judson will pick up a heat race win. He'll go into the redraw. And he'll take Shane Yates and Colby Cooper to the feature with him. We'll see everybody else out here in a few minutes for about 15 laps of B main action. It'll be Loon and Duggar, Kip Duggar, row number 1. Bittinger and Tinson in row 2. Gross and Busch in row 3. Burlew and Fletcher in row 4. Brees and Dahl in row 5. Leon and Nichols in row 6. And Andrew Humphrey will round out the field for tonight's B-Main. $15 laps. Top 8 cars transfer. So we'll see if the man in the 14 machine can work his way into the feature in his return. But right now, Loon and Duggar have control of the field. They will get us started out of turn number 4. Pace truck is in. Just waiting for the green flag to drop. Here it
Green
comes.
flag,
We're
green
underway
flag.
in the B main. Gross, right up against the inside, move to the cone on the exit of the infield. And right now, Loon, and then Bittinger and Duggar side by side, second and third. Cars wide in turns 3 and 4. I want to say that was Keegan Bush, and it was way up in the fluffy stuff up there. And right now, Bush, one spot out of a transfer, needs to get around the 74 car of Peter Brees to get there. Burlew, the 26, hanging on to 6th right there on the bottom. And the 5 in front of him, Gross is 5th. Tinson is 4th. Duggar is 3rd. Bittinger now in 2nd and making a bid for the lead. Scott Bittinger right in the middle of the track out of turn 4, just not enough exit speed. Loon able to keep the 7 car out in front, just using the momentum on the exits. Bittinger slipped big time there. He may give up 2nd. He does. He might give up 3rd right here. As the 19 car, or the 15, excuse me, that's the 15 of Tinson is right there. So there's your top 4. Gross is still 5th. Now Fletcher is working his way up there into 6th. Got on the top side and got around Burlew. Burlew in 7th and Bush in 8th as he got around Peter Brees. So that's your top 8 currently. Brees is 9th and Terry Dahl, the silver and black car, right on the right-hand side of the screen right there. He runs 10th. But I don't think the battle for 7th is over just yet. Burlew and Fletcher back and forth, 6th and 7th place. Laps clicking off, and now Brees found some on the bottom. There we go. There's a problem. Brees and Bush get together on the exit of the corner because Fletcher had a problem, and Bush checked up for it. Brees was coming up out of 2, and he thought that Bush would already be gone. Those two get together right to left. Now Bush going to have to go back at it again. He passes him once to get into a transfer spot. And he is going to have to go after it one more time. He's got the top side, which means he's got all the momentum. Still Loon, Duggar, Bittinger, Tinson, Gross the top 5. Then Burlew, Fletcher, and Brees. But Bush is making an assertion right there. He's got it at the line that time. 5 to go. Loon down the back stretch. We're going to go back to 8th and 9th because that is not settled as of yet. That time by still the 27 of Bush. Now Peter Brees with a good run through the middle of 1 and 2. He got alongside, but he needs an advantage so that he can stay there at the line. This time he has it. And the driver's moving the cushion closer and closer to the wall, and that's letting that middle come in a lot more. Brees thought about going up the hill. Inside 2 to go. Now battle for the lead. Bittinger and Loon going at it. Coming to the white flag lap car of Terry Dahl right in the middle of this. Dahl took it into the pits to get it out of the way. Under the white flag. Who's going to get this one? Bittinger on the inside. Loon up high. They go in side by side. When they come out of turn 4, Bittinger wins your B main, and then it's Loon, Duggar, Gross, Burlew, Fletcher, and Brees hangs on for 8th. Bush, Leon, Humphrey, Nichols, and Dahl rounding out our B main field. And we'll see how much time the drivers are allotted in the warm-up session. But before they make that decision, it'll be a quick bill paying. And we'll be back with tonight's 35 lap A main. right, drivers working the track in. They come out after the beam A, and they turn to the top of it up, so they'll give these guys some time to run it in. Remind you, if you're over on the Facebook page, come to the Dirt Racing Network, like, share, and follow. YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. No shows for you tomorrow night, as scheduled. That could change if someone needs an emergency show, but right now we have nothing scheduled for tomorrow evening. Going to be doing some work on some technical issues. You may see a stream pop up. It may not last very long. It probably will not be an entire race. But we will be working to build some cameras and do some other things. And then Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Racing Series back. 360 Wing Sprint Cars. That's 9 o'clock Eastern show. Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern. Lucas Smith Chrysler Center's I-55 Weekly Series Pro Late Models. That's been a great series so far. A couple of races into it, and the racing has been fantastic. And then Thursday night, Indy Race Parts season finale for the Sprint Car Series. Couple of minutes left here. Picture of Dean Burnt's car there. And I know he sent me the information about that. Did not give me the driver's name, but did tell me that he was going to be running this car as a special tribute car. So Dean's got the car on the infield. Final adjustments being made to that. Colt Collins is out there. Jarrett Tannehill was right in front of him. It looks like Peter Brees is right behind him. These guys trying to get as many laps in as they can. Bring this track back to having a couple of lanes and knock some of that moisture down from the track reset. So time expires in the warm-up session. Drivers will start to line up. And we'll start through tonight's Scrub It Up Car Wash starting grid for the 35-lap A main. Jarrett Tannehill and Cole Duggar will be on the front row. Next, Shane Yates and Buddy Ware in row 2. Then it'll be Reed Rundle and Sean Judson in the third row. Your fourth row, Cody Kelly and Colt Collins. Colby Cooper and Dean Burnt making up row number 5. Row 6, Eric Van Winkle and Dean Burnt. Different number. Or I'm sorry, it's Colby Cooper and Dean Burnt. Then Eric Van Winkle and Rick Tackman. Bittinger and Loon in row number 7. Duggar and Tinson, row 8. Andy Gross and Craig Burlew in row 9. James Fletcher and Peter Brees, row 10. Keegan Bush and Mason Leon in the 11th. And Andrew Humphrey and Dakota Nichols rounding out the field. We end up with all 24 cars in. I guess they decided to send nobody home this evening, which is kind of fun. Have a couple of drivers that have to go to the back. Dakota Nichols and Tim Tinson both have to drop to the rear of the field as per league rules. But 35 laps. Tannehill and Duggar. Yates. Ware. A lot of speed at the front of this one. Pace truck is in.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. A good start. All 4 guys at the front. They're going to fall in behind Tannehill. Yates is going to come up to second. It's still too wide. Now Rundle went from his 4th starting spot to the inside. He takes 3rd. Side by side for Duggar and Ware. Ware's on the bottom. Duggar through the middle. Duggar has the advantage. Now Kelly goes to the high side. Problems at the back. Dakota Nichols. Seems like Nichols is just kind of blinking. And we're going to come in after this has already started. Leon got into it. I mean, it was just kind of a ball of cars right there. And it looks like there was nowhere for a couple of those guys to go. So Tannehill had the lead. Then Yates, Rundle, Duggar, Ware, Kelly, Cooper, Judson, Collins, Burnt, and Bittinger. The boys will get doubled to back up, it looks like. Get ready to go again. So we're doubled up, ready to go. Pace truck headed in. Green flag back in the air, back underway. 32 laps to go. Tannehill keeps the lead. Yates through the middle, has a good run. He's closing the gap. He'll probably stay in the middle through 3 and 4 this time. Rundle. Not sure if he wanted to go to the bottom or run through the middle. He knows Duggar is going to be on that right rear corner. Cole Duggar hanging on to 4th. Buddy Ware still in 5th. Colby Cooper pops his head up there. He's in 6th. And then teammate Cody Kelly right behind that. Bittinger still 8th. And Colt Collins. Andy Gross works his way inside the top 10. 14 car moving up 8 spots already from the start as we have caution once again. Oh, we are way off on this one, folks. It missed it big time. Not sure who did the crashing in this one. It's got several, and I can see all those guys on track. They are not wrecked. So that report not going to help us with a replay. Looks like Tinson may have gotten the car turned around. And he is going to be the one catching up to the field. So the 15 car. So we'll go back to our front here. Couple of laps, a cloud of dust, and a caution. Get these guys ready to go. They'll get doubled up one more time. Get ready to go green out of turn number 4. Still 28 laps to go. Pace truck in, green flag back in the air. Fanning out too wide all over the track, though, top to bottom. Nobody's 3 wide right now. Everybody's still 2 wide or better. So it looks like Reed Rundle was going to make a bid to go after the lead right there. He pulls down to the inside. Not quite enough momentum. Got the rear end out of shape, and that keeps Tannehill out in front. Yates now has company. Cole Duggar on his high side. And Duggar been on a tear recently. We talked about it early this evening about his string of podium finishes. She watched the battle for the lead. That time Rundle got a good bite, got a half a car. Now full car. She goes through 3 and 4. Tannehill has to move up. That opens the door. New leader. Lap number 10 goes to the 43 of Reed Rundle. Tannehill falls into second. Yates is still hanging on to third. Duggar fourth. Cooper got around his teammate. He moves up to fifth and closing in on Cole Duggar. Track starting to dry out underneath the little bit of water they sprayed on it at intermission. You can see the dust coming out. Ware still runs 6th, then Kelly, Collins, Bittinger, and Fletcher. Andy Gross has fallen back to 13th. Three cars under a blanket for a podium spot. Duggar has it now. Cooper wants it, and Yates would like to get it back. Duggar up to third. Yates slides into fourth. Cooper falls back to fifth. Reed Rundle, half a second in front of Tannehill. Now that Duggar doesn't have to worry about the guys behind him, he'll focus on trying to run the 81 car down. We'll see how that goes over the next 20 laps. Look back a little further. They're 2 wide back here. Gross is trying to get back to the top 10. He was right beside Bittinger right there. That's 11th and 12th. Oh, this time he gets tagged. He misses the fence. Car very slow, though. Here comes Burnt around the high side. Now they're 3 wide. Burnt down to the bottom. Cuts the nose off of Duggar's car. Hard racing in a pack back here. Get up here to about 9th and 10th. Make it 8th and 9th. That's Ware and Brees for 7th and 8th. Brees tried to slide her up the hill. Just hammers the right rear into the left front. Grabs a spot, and Ware will go back after him. Fletcher's right behind Ware. Yeah, Anthony, he probably should have gotten up there a little bit sooner, I think. There's going to be some momentum come off that line as we get through the middle of this one. Yeah, it's still Rundle, Tannehill, Duggar, 1, 2, 3. You see Yates in 4th. And Cooper in 5th. Cody Kelly has moved his way up to the 6th spot. Peter Brees, 13 spots improved right now. He went from 20th to 7th. That's your hard charger for the evening right there, the 74 car. So we're going to go back to the front. Tannehill had a peek on the inside of Rundle. Down in 1 and 2. 13 laps to go this time by. Rundle has led since lap 10. Tannehill led the first 9. Duggar still in third. Now sees Tannehill out of shape. Try to use the momentum and pull alongside Yates right through the same tire tracks. Now Duggar cuts underneath. He'll have position going into turn 3. Tannehill able to hang on out of turn number 4, still in second. Everybody's still chasing Rundle. And while these guys are starting to battle with each other, Rundle is not getting away as we have caution. Let's see if it is the 92 of Burnt. And Burlew goes in, comes up the hill. That's definitely contact. And then Kip Duggar gets into it, and he gets turned around by Tinson. And Burnt moving the car. Car's still coming at him, and that probably put a pretty good dent back there in Van Winkle's right rear corner. So with 10 to go, Rundle, Tannehill, Duggar, Yates, Cooper, Kelly, Brees, Ware, Fletcher, Judson. See if they go single file here. They will double them up. Getting ready to go at it one more time around. 10 laps to go. This should be the last double file restart. Anything after this, I believe, is single file as per the rules. The green flag is back in the air. 10 to go. And Rundle got another good start. That'll put Duggar and Tannehill side by side, and it's going to put Cooper and Yates, Brees and Kelly side by side. James Fletcher right in this thing. He was side by side and caution one more time as Burlew, I think, is going to crash right here into whatever this was. I think that started in front of him. Let's see if this is Keegan Bush and Andy Murphy right there. Nope, it was Loon and Collins that touched, and then that just sets off a big chain reaction. So single file now for restarts. All right, they got them up single file. Rundle, Tannehill, Yates, Duggar, Cooper, the top 5. Pace truck in 9 laps to go. Solid on the restart once again for Rundle. Yates hangs on to third. Cooper way high. His teammate Cody Kelly up on the inside in the middle, and Kelly had 5th spot away that time. Brees right there roughing the left side of Kelly's car up. Brees going to be out of shape. That lets Cooper go back by. Fletcher's now closing in on Kelly. Here comes Buddy Ware as well. Go back and take a peek at the front because Tannehill's pulled the 81 alongside the 43. Coming down to 6 to go. It's a 3-wide battle out of turn number 4 for the lead. Tannehill and Rundle get by Yates and make it 2 wide. They're 3 wide to get out of 2 momentarily. 4 cars battling for the win with 5 laps to go. Still a wad of cars that time. Tannehill and Tannehill and Yates with a little bit of contact. Duggar had nowhere to go. Boxed in. Lap car. Kip Duggar. Right in front of our leaders. That time Yates went way wide and it did not improve things. In fact, he lost ground to the top 3. Tannehill through the middle gets a run out of 2. He's going to put the nose on the inside of the left rear corner of Rundle. Rundle has to negotiate. Where is going to be the 48 car when he gets right alongside? Inside or out, he's got to guess because the momentum will determine what happens with the other guys behind him, whether he's going to keep the lead or not. We're getting down to the white flag right here. Duggar way high that time. Cole Duggar takes a peek on the inside of Tannehill. There's not enough room. White flag in the air. Lap car on the outside. Yates is back in it. Rundle leads it into 3 and 4. Tannehill is there. He's not going to do it. Rundle's going to win it. Tannehill second. And Shane Yates gets around on the top side. He will take 3rd this evening, and that breaks the string of podium finishes for Cole Duggar. He is 4th. Colby Cooper brings that 9 car home in 5th. And the pylon finally upstates at the end of the race. That's fantastic. All right, well, let's get down here. We're going to get Shane Yates. Hopefully. There's Tannehill. We're looking for Yates, looking for Rundle. There's Shane Yates. Let's get him real quick. Shane Yates, you got a copy. Shane Yates.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Good, a little bit of driving there the last few laps. You lost some ground coming to about 2 to go, but you sneaked by on the top side coming to the checkers. Tell us about the end of this thing.
Yeah, I was trying different stuff to try to get past people and it wasn't working. So I moved to the main top and it wasn't working, but the middle was where it was at. So, and on the beginning, I wish I moved up too soon to try to pass the leader and gave my position up. So that's a mistake on my part.
Yeah, it looked like the track after the reset was, kind of ironed out pretty smooth, but that bottom seemed to be where everybody was able to make some passes. The middle at the very end, but the top just never seemed to come in. Why do you think that was tonight?
Even though they run it in practice, I say it's just because nobody never runs it. I was hoping I could go up there and maybe get lucky and it be there, but it wasn't.
Well, an awesome run, man. I'm sure you got some shout-outs to let you celebrate a good, solid podium finish tonight.
Yeah, I think my Team No Love, EPI, Reed for putting this on, and you for broadcasting, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you later this week.
All right, we'll see you, bud.
Shane Yates, your 3rd place finisher. Now we will get ready to move on and talk to the driver of the 81 car, Mr. Jarrett Tannehill. You there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, heck of a run. You led the first 9, and then Rundle found a way to get around you, but you never gave up, man. You hounded him for the next 20 laps. Tell us about the feature.
He got around me there on lap 10 there, and he was hard to pass the rest of the way. I think he was just the better driver tonight. But yeah, I fought hard, but in the end just couldn't get it done. But still extremely happy with the 2nd place here.
Yeah, it looked like track was changing quite a bit from the warm-up session, man. How hard was it for you to find a line to even try to make a run at taking the lead back?
it was tough. I could get to the inside of them, but I just couldn't get the run off that I needed. Towards the middle of the race there, I started actually making a lot of ground running a slider line, but the problem with that is these cars aren't really powerful enough to slide up in front of them and don't want to slide into them, so it was just tough to pass. But the track was a lot of fun, just finding the different lines, because I had Shane and Cole in my rearview mirror, and I was just as hard holding those guys off as it was trying to catch Reed. So it was definitely a challenging race.
Well, an awesome run, man. I'm sure you are not disappointed with second place tonight. You got some shout-outs for us?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mom and dad, sister, brother, my girlfriend, yourself, Roger, for broadcasting, and I have to give a special shout-out to my cat. It's his second birthday today, so gonna go give him some extra treats to celebrate this second place.
All right, man. Well, make sure you take care of the kitty. Thanks for chatting with us. I look forward to seeing you next week, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Roger.
Jarrett Tannehill, he finishes in second. I don't know why this is not showing up tonight, but let's see if we can clean that all off of there. There we go. Now it's going to work. I don't know why that wasn't working before. It wouldn't clean that off. All right, Reed Arundel picks up the win tonight, and he got him here with us. Reed, heck of a run out there this evening.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good battle.
Yeah, lap 10, you go and you find a way to get around Tannehill, and then, he never gave you much in the way of breathing room. How tough was it to keep him at bay for the next 20?
Yeah, it was tough. I was trying to not pinch him down, but keep that middle rolling, because I was a little bit worried that if I got up a little too high, he'd have the run off and everything. So trying to hold the middle, and there was still some grip there. And then you look in the mirror and see Shane Yates and Cole Duggar and Colby Cooper back there, and Cody a little bit further back and stuff. And it's like you never want to see those late cautions. They might come around, but yeah, Jarrett ran a great race, real clean, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, an awesome run tonight. You pick up another win here. We're getting down towards the end of this thing. What do you think that's going to do for your points?
Well, just kind of keeping an eye on it. Cole was leading the points by just a couple, and I probably pulled back up on him. But, with the drop week, you always got to wait until that shakes out and see what goes from there. But we just want to keep running consistent. I mean, this group here is pretty damn competitive. So, anything that we can do to stay in that podium type thing is going to be a big plus. So we'll keep digging and trying hard as far as that goes.
All right, I know you got some people to thank for the hot rod this evening before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, definitely. Premier Fabricating and M. Mueller Sales and Service. Obviously, we got MDR on the car for Midwest Dirt Racing. Gary Budzine for putting on sponsoring the league and helping us out that way. You guys for obviously always putting on a great broadcast. The wife for letting me have my fun little hobby on Sunday nights. And, everybody else that comes out. We've had some great showings with 22, 23, 25 cars, and some pretty darn clean races. So we're really happy with that for our first season.
All right, man. Well, awesome chatting with you again. Congratulations on the victory. We're looking forward to seeing you try to make it 2 in a row next week.
Thanks, Roger. You have a good night, man.
Reed Arundel picks up the win this evening. Let's take a look at our race results for our feature this evening. Rundle, Tannehill, and Yates are our top 3. Then Cole Duggar, Colby Cooper, Cody Kelly, Sean Judson, James Fletcher, Scott Bettinger, and Peter Brees rounded out the top 10. Colt Collins, 11th. 12th to Buddy Ware. Andrew Murphy in 13th. Andy Gross, the 14 car, finishes 14th in his return this evening. Tim Tinson, 15th. Rick Tackman, 16th. 17th, Josh Loon. Mason Leon was 18th. Keegan Bush, 19th. Dean Burnt was 20th. Craig Berlew, 21st. Eric Van Winkle, 22nd. Kip Duggar, 23rd. And Dakota Nichols rounded out the field this evening. Well, another great week of racing for the Midwest Dirt Racing Series. They are back again next week, Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Be sure to tune in if you enjoyed what you saw tonight. Tuesday night, PRO Sidewinder Dirt Series. 360 Sprint Cars back in action for that group. Then Wednesday night, the Lucas Smith Chrysler Center's I-55 Weekly Pro Late Model Series. And on Thursday, the Indy Race Parts Sprint Car Series will wrap things up. That is going to do it for me tonight. If you didn't check out the stream from Zach Krieger, be sure you go back and watch it. He had street stocks with the Hell's Corners guys. And from the looks of things, it was a pretty interesting race. I saw a lot of the chatter going on with those guys. That looked like that was a pretty interesting deal, so go check it out. And coming up here in just a few minutes, we should have, and he just asked for the code for the Twitch channel, so I am fairly certain that Dominic Santina is about ready to fire off the Down and Dirty 410 Outlaw Series from Knoxville. Be sure you stick around and check that out. For myself, Zach, and Dominic, we appreciate every time you guys tune in. We know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to come to the Dirt Racing Network. Very happy about that. Please continue to do so. Tell your friends about us. Until we see you the next time, everybody, keep it dirty. Good night. Keep it dirty. Good night.